Hi, everybody. As you already know, I'm Nairi Poole. And if you don't know, that just means you're a little behind the curve on what we've been doing over here in Billiards music. We started off with heavy hitters like DJ Good Vibes, and we were followed up with the 757 legend himself, Angus Black. And I mean, y'all have really been digging our most recent episode. I mean, if you haven't had a chance to catch our full uncut versions, check them out on our website at www.billiardsvmsoa.com. Let's get started.
We've been two-stepping on the ops, check the footwork.
Now, y'all know I've been bringing you nothing but the best, and today's guest is no exception. And we're talking about the multi-talented, straight from Hampton, Otis Brooks. Composer, guitarist, vocalist, and one of the masterminds behind some of the most soulful, authentic jazz and funk sound out right now. This man has been putting in the work because, I mean, he's got hella projects out, singles, EPs. If you haven't heard his music on Spotify or Apple Music yet, I think you're missing out on something. Otis has even composed original tracks for theatrical productions. He's showing that his artistry knows no bounds. I promise you're about to experience something special today. So let's welcome the one, the only, Otis Brooks. Hi, Otis. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
My pleasure. It's great to see you. Great to meet you today.
So, tell us, who is Otis Brooks and where is he from?
Well, originally I am from New Jersey. I came down to Newport News back in '03. I was younger, and I came down for the purpose of music. My sister was, she's a songwriter, and she was working with some people down here, and it just kind of like, the Hampton Roads area it just kind of grew on me. I met a woman, got stuck, got married, got divorced, had kid. Now I have two girls, but yeah, I'm originally from New Jersey, but it's been my home here in Virginia for the past 21 years, something.
Beautiful. I love that you got here, stuck it out with us. I mean, you stick it out with Virginia, Virginia's gonna stick it out with you. So, what is it about? I mean, you've stayed all this time, and I'm sure there are many factors in what you decided was a good space for you and a space for your family, especially as you mentioned them. But what about Virginia is it in particular that inspires you as a musician, a composer?
I cut my teeth pretty much here in Virginia. I did start playing the guitar in New Jersey. I was writing songs, up in New Jersey. I was also doing hip hop, rapping, that stuff when I was, in my early 20s and whatnot. But coming down here, Virginia, a lot of things slowed down for me. New Jersey is pretty fast paced at the time. And for somebody, young, trying to learn an instrument, trying to kind of find myself, I found it that coming here was just it accelerated, a lot of things. It made more sense to see me. It's you get influenced by different like things that other people are doing when you're young. Like I was into hip hop, and I still love that to this day. But to pick up an instrument up there, it's like you got to be in with a certain crowd to be accepted. Especially early on when you when you don't all the way have it yet. You know what I mean? When you're just starting out. So coming down Virginia, a lot of things slowed down. I was able to learn a lot. I was able to study more on my craft, and and write tunes, and in the beginning it's not so good, then they get better, and just progress, as a whole. So Virginia allowed me to do that. I feel like just the people, the energy, the encouragement that you get from people. Um, Years ago, there was like a blues scene, so I could get on stage, and open mics and different things like that, really helped me along in my journey in music.
The authenticity in Virginia really is a great pool for helping people to find their sort of center and a
Mhm.
space that can really help them expand into their own. So I'm really glad to hear that that also resonates when people are coming in from different spaces and feeling that same sort of authentic energy that really pulls out this warmth in people. I really love that, and I'm loving hearing that you have such a wide range as an artist, that you're an instrumentalist, that you are composing, that you were into hip hop and rap for a while. You're also into the theatrical circuit as well. I mean, how did you find yourself becoming so intertwined there and within that space?
Well, I got lucky. The more you do, they say one gig gets another, for musicians. And that's if you do things right. I feel like, when I go out, I try to be as professional as possible, and also keep an open mind on different genres, on different cultures, you know, like anything goes really. Like, why not learn? I guess that resonated with somebody out in the theater world. My first phone call from theater was a guy named Patrick Mullins.
Oh,
And at the
sorry, I love Patrick.
yeah, everybody loves Patrick. He is a great human being, beautiful guy. Um, but yeah, my first phone call was from him, and they were doing a play called it's called The Parchment Hour, and it was a play on like the freedom riders of the 1960s, and I was able to be in the play playing the guitar. They had me in costume on stage, and I was my first theater experience. And it kind of grew from there. I did that. Then I got called for a Christmas Carol. Then I got called for some gala that they were doing in the springtime. Then it was always Patsy Cline and different plays. And then you start getting things from places like schools, NSU, Old Dominion. Different opportunities come, and I just ate it all up. I just love every minute of every production. I love the theater, and just being around other creative people. They don't necessarily play music, because it can kind of get kind of old being around musicians all the time. And you want to, you have love for your fellow musician, but when you're trying to make it, and sometimes that could be all you see. You're trying to get noticed, you're trying to collaborate with people, you're trying to support other people, and it's all that stuff is good, but to be able to see other creative, what they do and what their craft and their processes are, I just think it's very enriching to be exposed to some of that.
Certainly, if you're talking about so many variations in culture and the actual projects that you're working on. I mean, jumping from a project that has its roots within freedom fighters and what they have going on, and then switching over to something like a Christmas Carol after that, that's a pretty wide range in sound that you're already working to explore and move through and embody in a way that it can connect with not only the people you're working with, but the people that you're sort of serving with your sound. And I mean, it obviously sounds like you have something special. So, as a musician for your own work when you're creating it, how would you describe your particular sound?
I mean, I love beautiful stuff. I really like am passionate about music. Where it comes from is, it's not much different from where it might, resonate in others. But I made it a point once I picked up the guitar to listen to all I can listen to and really, really become a student. Just like all the greats, I was like really, really soaking in the people that were like, and also synchronicity had a big part in it too, because I would meet people or work with people who would just tell me about all these like new heads that I didn't know, like Gil Scott Heron and Sly, Sly Stone and James Brown and Steely Dan and Parliament Funkadelic and Miles Davis and Sonny Rollins and all these different greats, and Jeff Beck and Stevie Wonder and you know it just goes on and on and on, that to me it's like if I follow these people, if I try to get a little bit of them or get, just sit in their class, you know just I'll put an album on and just sit in their class for 56 minutes or whatever, you know me trying to hone my craft and get better and improve as a musician can only benefit if you're chasing, great people, you know. So when you chase greatness, you at least get a little bit good, right? You want to think that. So I guess, because I wanted it so bad, I didn't start playing guitar until I was 19, you know. My friends that I used to hang out with, um, one of them had an older brother, and we used to go in the basement and just chill. We go to Crown Fried Chicken and order all a bunch of junk and watch Oz together and wrestling and crap. So, but there was a bass and a guitar leaned up against the TV,
Mhm.
and Larry Rembert was the guy. He was my friend's big brother, and he was really, really open to like, hey man, pick it up. You want to mess around on it, go ahead. He would show me certain things, and I saved up some money and bought a guitar. Eventually I could have bought a bass, but I was practicing bass mostly when I was over his house. But then for some reason, I just kind of like, maybe I can write songs better on a guitar. Let me try that. So I buy that, and it came in, delivery in the mail, and the yeah, I brought it upstairs. My mom was like, "You know how to play that thing?" People was like making faces, and I just be in my room going to town, putting on all the great music, and at the time I had got a job at a place called Borders Books and Music. It is, I don't think they're in business anymore, at least around here, but um I got like 40% off like CDs at that job. They sold music and books and all. So, I was able to like my paychecks was like give it all to me. I go and have a stack of CDs like this on payday, and
Big old stack.
yeah, and just listen to everything that people around me was saying that was great. Sergio Mendez, like Bossa Nova, Wes Montgomery, all
Mm.
kinds of different stuff. Prince, Jimi Hendrix, like it goes on and on and on, and they start to form trees. Like, oh, this one played with that one on this album. Then, it just goes on and on. It's just a playground for me, being a young person trying to get immersed in it. And I feel like it worked out.
So I'm hearing so much about how you took from or were inspired by things from all these different sounds from all these different musicians. It sounds like different eras as well, and all of this has really informed your particular sound, but you're also really beautiful, diverse artist in the manner of like it's not just the creation of music. I mean, you're a composer, you're also a vocalist. If you're a theater producer, I mean, like you're doing education work as well too. Like this is a skill set that is just stacked. So, do you feel like in some way in pursuing those things that has contributed to you diversifying your skill set, or how do you feel like you've honed in on all the different things that you're doing along with the music?
I think it comes down to like just having an open mind, you know. I think everybody has something to offer, some type of gift. And it also goes with like kind of understanding yourself, you know, and like what you're about, because there are factors out there that can inspire you, and then there are also factors out there that can deter you from doing certain things that you might want to do. So,
Mhm.
like my first band, I joined in New Jersey, like it was a cover band, and like it was in the hood where we were practicing at, like it was like deep Newark, and it was like a lot of gang activity and stuff going on. And I quit the band because of that. You know, one day I've always been a Nick fan. Growing up in New Jersey, and I had my blue Nick T-shirt on and my guitar going into practice. And yeah, I came out of practice in this band, and there was like probably 100 Bloods, lined up across the street with red on. And here I come with my blue New York Nick, you know,
Mhm.
t-shirt on, and my guitar on my back, getting in my mint green 1994 Ford Taurus. And I'm shaking,
Mhm.
trying to get in the car,
Shivering.
shivering, shook.
That's real.
And I made it home and I quit the band. But things happened like very quickly where I ended up here. Like
Mhm.
I can't explain how, but it's just how it happened. Like really, really quickly, I ended up down here. My sister is a songwriter, very accomplished, and she was on her grind down here. She had a kid, a baby at the time, like a toddler at the time. But she still, follow her dreams, and she was down here at the time, in Newport News, working with a producer here, and she made it. I mean, eventually she wrote Honda Replay for Rihanna, but it's it's just an energy where it's like we love something, me and my sis, we really into music, and it's like almost like I'm not as, like as accomplished or recognized or decorated, as some of the other people, but I feel like I own music, like in a personal way. I take it very personal, the seriousness of, you know, paying homage to the people that came before, paying respect to actually learning, and there's a lot of freedom in music, but there's certain dues to be paid, which I've always kind of understood, just like if you want to be recognized as a great one, you could always do music, that's for everybody. But if you want to be somebody that's looked upon, who shines the light, so to speak, to carry it on further, to be looked at and looked up to, there's certain, there's a way, um, that's kind of how I approach it.
It sounds like you have a rich tie to ancestry and familial ties. I'm just hearing about how inspired you are by your sister and the work that she's done.
Yeah.
It's really special and beautiful that you're not only creating work, but that you're being mindful about the way that you are creating it and imagining the impact that it will have and not just throwing, something out to be ingested. So if you're still in the process of, thinking about your impact, thinking about what's coming on next, basically, like just from where you've been, what's up next for you? What are you doing? What have you been working on lately that you're really excited about?
Oh, well, I am working with Patrick Mullins on a production that's coming up, I think March. It should be March, late February, early March, early to mid March. Writing music for a play, like a immersive play.
Ooh.
Um, we did one this past year called Possession, and I wrote the music with Delana Bean.
Mm.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. My first time really like collaborating with one another person, and we work really, really great together. And we'll be doing some things together on this one too. But yeah, it's called Possession. We did that. Um, the year before, I think 2022, I was in the play doing some of my original tunes. Have Some Mercy and Think a Lot About You. Did that in the play, which was, Patrick's been really, really, really supportive. But I'm looking forward to that come in this coming March. I just released Wolf Spider, which was a tune about a spider that I killed.
I was about
And
to say I'd heard the others. I hadn't heard Wolf Spider yet.
oh,
So
that's that's the end one. That's
you
that
said you
that's
said
the
that's the end of the end.
that's the single out right now, Wolf Spider. But
Okay, great.
it,
Then I'll have to listen to that one too.
yeah, it's featuring Walt Weiskopf from Steely Dan playing tenor saxophone. So like, that's a really, really great accomplishment. He's a great guy, a person that I, just kind of pen paled at first, and then I heard it when he was coming to Norfolk, met him, down in Norfolk, and we've been, pals, pen pals slash friends, acquaintances, like, we talk music, and he's been a dear friend for about 10 years now, at least. And he comes to town, I come to see him, but we got to do a tune together, and I like that's the kind of things, you know that I like to do, just like, have a dream, have a vision, and set forth and try to accomplish, you know beauty, you know and you never know what to expect from it. And that's the great part about it. It's just, but it's ongoing. I got more tunes to release. I have a tune called Gwen that's in the works. I have a tune, How We Dream. That's actually on YouTube, but I want to release it to officially release it, like globally. But yeah, it's just music all the time. I plan to start a band pretty soon. Focus on the original music. I do get one-offs and different opportunities to go and bring a band to, wherever and play, maybe like a 2-hour gig. But I just want to do more of that. I'm playing in the BJ Griffin band, um, playing guitar for him, and he's a great, great artist, in the 757. And I've been playing, with him for years. I plan to, continue doing some of that, but really focus on trying to put something together. And who knows, it might have something to do maybe with the theater, and partnership with the theater, just trying to think outside the box, on some things, because I've been exposed to many things, different things. So, why do it the conventional way when you're exposed to, many ways. So
Mhm.
excited about it all.
That's beautiful. That's really great. I love that I keep hearing this sort of concept of like dreams and plans and wide pictures of imagining like what's coming up. Are those things sort of this creating of a band and pulling in theatrical work to be like related to that? Is that a part of your ultimate dream, or do you have a picture about what your large scale, large time length
I would
vision?
say so. I would like to do some beautiful music, and I want to like your favorite movie, like your favorite song, your favorite album. I want to be a part of that for somebody. You know, my dream when I was younger was to be up on somebody's wall, you know, be one of these guitar gods, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I just want peace and I want to love what I'm doing. You know, I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I can make something sound good. You know, I can go on stage, I could play, you know, behind somebody, you know, I can do many different things, but peace is the most important thing, you know, when you have peace and balance in your life and you know where, you know, what's in front of you and you keep the main thing. Um, I think that's everything. You know, everything comes back to that eventually. But certain things happen in life where it kind of makes you reflect, you know. At some point, that stuff becomes the past, you know. And doesn't mean you can't still have fun, but it's like a selection of energies, so to speak, you know. You get more selective about, you know, certain energy, you know. It could be nostalgic, it could just be what you like, you know. But that's what I'm after, you know, just what I'm, you know, what I'm about, what reflects in me. You know, it doesn't have to be trendy. It doesn't have to be, you know, it's what's authentic is what I'm after, you know, and myself. You know, so and I think when we're true to that and certain things come together the right way, you know, it could be destiny, it could be, you know, just right time, right place, whatever, you know, those opportunities, it's like a portal, you know, you can just really like take advantage and take people somewhere else, you know, and that's what I'm going after, you know, just really the unique beauty, you know, coming from unexpected places, you know, singing songs about spiders up in heaven, you know, you can
Yeah.
that tune out, Wolf Spider. But, you know, just really, really, really just letting go of all the cool, you know, because we already cool. You know, it's just, it comes to like, how am I cool within myself? You know, how am I cool yet unique? You know, that's what, you know, really makes it, you know, resonate, you know, with people when they can see themselves inside of you. And you have something to share with them that they can take, you know, past, you know, the 3 minute song or whatever it could be. But I just want to, you know, just resonate with people and resonate with myself at the same time.
I always like to think that, you were speaking of synchronicities earlier, like that the things that we chase us. And so I can only imagine that if that's the vision you have set out for the life you want to bring towards yourself and being able to enjoy things as they come. I imagine that wanting those things will pull them straight into you, and that you're already in the process of getting it. It's already on its way. Like, you're already finding your way towards being someone's favorite and being your own favorite, resonating with other people and resonating with yourself. I feel like you're already within that path and within that space. You've already dropped a ton of, gems of wisdom on us. Um, Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our Billiards family here? I mean, any other words of encouragement or thoughts?
I just wish you guys, a long, wonderful journey. This is something that's very special that you have. I looked at the website and I see beautiful young people. And Jaquan, I met you just for like, short, you know, um, interims, like, and you guys shine a light, for, people who are going to come after you. And, I was just telling my daughter about the same type of thing. I was playing Charlie Parker for her and, Wes Montgomery and John Coltrane. When you have honor, for people who've come before, who've given so much of their life to what you enjoy, you know, it can only continue when you have similar fire. It's like a match. You can only light a match with another match. Well, you can light a match from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
but like say you're lighting candles or something, like you can only like use that and it's the same flame, you know. And that's something that's not gonna go away, but we gotta keep lighting it. There's like the powers that be and very selective music, content, all of it. There's ways you can go, there's things you can entertain yourself with, but you have to do what resonates, with you. And you have to go to what feeds you, at the end of the day. And the greatness doesn't get old or die, you know. And you guys are the curators of that. And just much respect to all that you're doing. And I just wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. You know what? Look, we'll take it, put it in the pocket. That's here for us, and we'll hold on to it with gratitude. Thank you so much. And I mean, on that note, be sure to check out Otis Brooks in our newest release of Billiards music on www.billiardsvmsoa.com and our Instagram page of the same name. And be sure to connect with Otis on his Instagram at Otis Brooks. That's OtisBrooks for everything that he has going on. And until next time, I'm your host, Nairi Poole, and remember, Virginia is not only a place for lovers, it's a sanctuary for dreamers. Bye, y'all. Happy holidays!
This.